Hello there. The political system of Ukraine is based on a presidential-parliamentary system of government. The draft of the Ukrainian constitution was approved by the Verkhovna Rada, the Ukrainian parliament, in June 1996. This constitution replaced the constitution of the Ukrainian SSR, which was still valid until 1995. Since then, June 28th has been celebrated as Constitution Day. After the so-called Orange Revolution in 2004, the constitution of Ukraine should be changed in some essential points. The new constitution that came into force in 2006 strengthened parliament and further restricted the powers of the president. The Council of Europe criticized that parts of the constitutional amendments contradict the rule of law. For example, the position of Attorney General is overly powerful. On October 1st in 2010, the Ukrainian Constitutional Court declared the 2004 amendment to the constitution to be unconstitutional and therefore invalid for procedural reasons. This put the 1996 constitution back in effect. The president could now appoint and dismiss the cabinet again without the approval of parliament. After the escape of President Yanukovych, the 2004 constitution was reinstated by the Verkhovna Rada on February 22nd in 2014. The president of Ukraine has far-reaching powers. He proposes candidates to parliament for the posts of prime minister, defense minister and foreign minister. And he can dismiss the prime minister or individual ministers against the will of the parliamentary majority. The head of state also has legislative powers. Under certain conditions, the president can recall parliament. The direct election by the people also gives the president a strong position. The president represents Ukraine in international relations and conducts foreign policy. He is also the supreme commander of the armed forces and can decide to declare a state of emergency because of the war of aggression that he did, of course. The government of Ukraine consists of the cabinet of ministers. This consists of the prime minister, the first deputy prime minister, 3 or other deputy prime ministers, and the ministers. The prime minister is appointed by the president of Ukraine with the approval of parliament. The other members of the cabinet are appointed by the president on the proposal of the prime minister. The term of office of the cabinet is tied to the term of office of the prime minister. Due to its double-sided appointment and dismissal, the cabinet of ministers is just as dependent on majorities in parliament for its work as it is on the support of the president. The parliament of the Ukraine, the Supreme Council, the Verkhovna Rada, is an unicameral parliament with 450 seats. Half of the members of parliament are elected directly in the constituencies every 5 years. The second half is made up of the list candidates of those parties who get at least 5% of the votes in a proportional representation. All Ukrainians who are at least 18 years old can vote. Parliament now has greater influence over forming a government and can remove the government following a vote of no confidence without the president's approval. However, the areas of responsibility of parliament, president and government are not always clearly defined in the constitutional text, which is still a problem. Ukraine is a centrally governed country. Regional and local self-government bodies have relatively few powers. An exception to this was Crimea, which had special autonomy rights until it was annexed by Russia. The country is divided into 27 administrative units. That's 24 districts or oblasts whose governors are appointed and dismissed by the president, as well as the Autonomous Republic of Crimea and the 2 cities of Kiev and Sevastopol with special status. I'm still counting in Crimea because it was illegally annexed by Russia and nobody has accepted that since, and so it is still legally a part of the Ukraine. And you might have wondered why I did another video on the political system of the Ukraine, but I changed a little bit of the kind of the filming, and I'm doing a lot more of those videos in the future, and I want them to be kind of the same, those of the new series. There was an old short series, but there's now this longer series, and I want them to be the same, so I decided to redo my Ukraine video. It's an important topic at the moment anyway. Until the Russian troops will leave Ukraine, it will stay an important topic. And I'll see you in my next video. Schau vorbei.